Imagine boarding a train and arriving before a plane could even leave the runway. In secret test tracks, China has unleashed a magnetic leviathan capable of reaching 1,000 kilometers per hour, bending the limits of engineering and raising serious questions about what this technology will be used for. Some say transportation, others whisper something darker. Join us and let's discover the most futuristic trains in China. Believe us, you'll be amazed by each one of them. Let's go! Number 12. Shinkansen Alpha X. The Alpha X isn't just a train, it's a rolling laboratory testing technologies that will define rail transport for the next 50 years. This experimental beast stretches 320 meters across 10 cars, completely revolutionary in every single aspect. It reaches 400 kilometers per hour during testing, shattering speed records and leaving everything else behind. But here's the impossible part. This train constantly analyzes over 10,000 different data points while traveling. External temperature, microscopic vibrations, air pressure, track conditions, electromagnetic field variations, everything simultaneously in real time with zero lag. The nose extends 22 meters, designed like a sword blade to cut through air without creating resistance. But that's just scratching the surface. This train can actually change its shape while moving at full speed. Sensors covering the entire exterior surface detect air pressure changes, crosswinds, any atmospheric variation. Automatically, it adjusts position, angle, and aerodynamic profile. Everything gets adapted in milliseconds to maintain extreme speeds with perfect stability. It's like the train breathes with the air surrounding it. Active aerodynamic panels along the body deploy and retract based on real-time speed and wind conditions, optimizing airflow dynamically second by second. The emergency braking system can bring this machine to a complete stop from 400 kilometers per hour in just 2 minutes flat, exceeding every safety standard that exists anywhere in the world. Dampers using magnetorheological fluids adjust stiffness thousands of times per second, creating suspension that adapts to every track irregularity before passengers feel anything. Japan promises the Alpha X enters service in 2030. The new worldwide speed standard isn't a promise, it's a guarantee. Number 11. CRH-380A. The CRH-380A draws design inspiration straight from military fighter jets, featuring an elongated nose and aerodynamics that look like they belong on a combat aircraft. It reaches 420 kilometers per hour, respectable but not record-breaking. What comes next changes everything though. This train's real power isn't peak speed, it's endurance. The CRH-380A maintains speeds above 350 kilometers per hour for hundreds of consecutive kilometers, without losing power, without performance drops, without any degradation whatsoever. Advanced cooling systems use liquid air circulation to keep motors at perfect operating temperatures during hours of maximum output. No problem. The train just keeps going. Here's the insane part. It recharges with electricity while moving. No technical stops, no rest periods, no downtime. It's practically unstoppable once it starts rolling. This machine covers distances that other countries only consider through domestic flights, doing so while maintaining speeds that exceed many small aircraft. The nose cone extends 9 meters, designed through thousands of wind tunnel tests to minimize drag coefficients to almost nothing. Every curve, every angle got calculated to slice through air resistance with minimal energy loss. Regenerative braking captures kinetic energy during deceleration and feeds it back into the electrical grid. The train doesn't just consume power, it produces power during operation. Interior climate control maintains perfect temperature and humidity regardless of external conditions, from freezing northern winters to humid southern summers without any variation. China created a machine that redefined what endurance means in rail transport, proving that sustained speed over vast distances matters more than peak velocity when connecting a continent-sized country. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item. Number 10. Shinkansen N700S. Japan's N700S operates at 320 kilometers an hour, not breaking speed records, but here's what changes everything. The average delay across the entire Shinkansen network per year is 18 seconds, not 18 minutes, 18 seconds over 365 days of operation. Schedule a business meeting based on Shinkansen arrival and you'll be exactly on time every single time. This level of precision requires obsessive engineering that borders on insanity. Every component gets monitored by AI systems that predict failures before they happen. Maintenance isn't reactive, it's predictive. Parts get replaced before showing even the slightest wear. Nothing is left to chance because nothing has permission to fail. The result? 60 years of operation, 6 full decades, 0 fatal accidents. Japan didn't just build a fast train, they built a legacy. The regenerative braking system produces more electricity than it consumes when descending slopes. The train literally generates its own power while slowing down. Suspension systems adjust thousands of times per second, compensating for track irregularities microseconds before passengers would feel anything. The nose design went through over 5,000 iterations in wind tunnel testing to achieve optimal aerodynamics. Interior materials resist wear so effectively that seats look new after years of daily use. When other countries build high-speed trains, they're not competing against just speed. They're competing against 60 years of flawless engineering. That's a battle nobody has won yet. Perfection takes time, and Japan has had plenty to refine every microscopic detail. Number 9. ICE 3. Germany's ICE 3 reaches 368 kilometers per hour in testing, but operates commercially at 300 kilometers per hour. Not because it can't go faster, but because Germans chose absolute safety over everything else. Here's what defines this machine. It's practically impossible to derail. The distributed traction technology spreads motors throughout the train instead of concentrating them in one locomotive, allowing it to brake more efficiently than any competitor on the planet. Active tilting systems let it take curves at speeds that would topple other trains. Sensors constantly monitor every millimeter of track, every weight shift, every microscopic change in operating conditions. German engineers took aerodynamics to an obsessive level. Every surface got mathematically optimized through computational fluid dynamics simulations. Not a single millimeter exists without specific aerodynamic purpose. The wheels and chassis use special metal alloys designed to withstand extreme wear over decades of high-speed operation without degradation. Running at maximum speed for years straight? Just another Tuesday for the ICE 3. The braking systems combine electromagnetic, regenerative, and traditional friction brakes, each calculated for maximum efficiency under different conditions. Interior pressurization systems maintain comfortable cabin pressure even when entering tunnels at full speed, eliminating the ear-popping discomfort passengers experience on other high-speed trains. The pantograph design uses carbon strips that maintain perfect contact with overhead wires, even at maximum speed, ensuring uninterrupted power delivery. Germany competed for absolute safety married with extreme speed, proving that uncompromising engineering standards can coexist with record velocities. Number 8. Talgo 350. Spain's Talgo 350 operates at 350 kilometers per hour commercially, making it one of the fastest regular service trains in Europe. Spanish engineers developed unique technology that sets this train apart: wheels that automatically adjust their gauge to run on different track widths. Spain uses a wider track gauge than the rest of Europe, a legacy from the 19th century meant to prevent invasions. This created a massive problem for international rail travel because trains couldn't cross borders without changing wheels. The Talgo solved it with adjustable axles that shift width while the train moves slowly through special gauge-changing stations. The process takes about 15 minutes, and passengers don't even need to leave their seats. This innovation opened Spain's high-speed network to the rest of Europe without rebuilding thousands of kilometers of track. The train's articulated design uses shorter cars connected by shared wheels instead of traditional bogies under each car. This reduces weight, improves stability, and creates a smoother ride at high speeds. Lower center of gravity means the train handles curves better than conventional designs. Spain built one of the world's most extensive high-speed rail networks using these trains, connecting Madrid to Barcelona in 2 hours 30 minutes and reaching into France. The success showed that innovation isn't always about raw speed. Sometimes it's about solving practical problems that make systems work better. Number 7. Acela Express. America's fastest train reaches 240 kilometers per hour, which sounds slow compared to Asian and European trains hitting 350 kilometers per hour or more. But here's the thing, the Acela operates on tracks built over a century ago, sharing them with freight trains and commuter services. The infrastructure wasn't designed for high-speed rail, it was adapted for it. Engineers had to work within existing constraints, creating a train that could handle curves, grade crossings, and track conditions that would be unacceptable in purpose-built high-speed systems. The result? A tilting train that leans into curves like a motorcycle, allowing higher speeds on aging infrastructure without making passengers feel uncomfortable. The technology uses active suspension that adjusts in real time based on track conditions and speed. Amtrak operates the Acela along the Northeast Corridor, connecting Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C., America's most densely populated region. The train carries business travelers who prefer the downtown-to-downtown convenience over flying. No security lines, no baggage fees, no sitting on airport tarmac. You walk on, sit down, and work the entire journey with reliable Wi-Fi and power outlets at every seat. New Acela trains launching in 2024 will hit 260 kilometers per hour with better acceleration and more passenger comfort. America might not have the fastest trains, but the Acela proved high-speed rail works even in countries that neglected rail infrastructure for decades. Number 6. Italo AGV. Nobody expected Italy to revolutionize high-speed rail, but the Italo AGV proved everyone wrong. This train hits 360 kilometers per hour, but that number hides something way more revolutionary. The AGV accelerates in ways that impress engineers across Europe, connecting major Italian cities at 300 kilometers per hour commercially with smoothness that feels impossible. The real secret? No traditional locomotive, no giant motor at the front. Instead, power gets distributed throughout the entire train length. Each car contains its own motors working in perfect synchronization. This means faster acceleration, more stability, and way more interior space since there's no massive engine compartment eating up room. Italy didn't just create a fast train, they created intelligence in motion. Ultra-lightweight materials cut weight drastically compared to conventional designs. Less weight needs less energy. Less energy means higher sustained speeds. Pure physics applied with Italian elegance. The suspension system eliminates practically all vibrations, creating a ride so smooth that passengers traveling at insane speeds feel like they're sitting on a comfortable couch at home. Smart aerodynamic design, advanced composite materials, efficient power distribution, everything combines into an exceptionally fast and reliable system. The articulated body design allows navigation through tighter curves than conventional high-speed trains, opening routes through Italy's challenging mountainous terrain that other trains can't handle. Private ownership means efficiency actually matters, and the AGV delivers, consuming 30% less energy per passenger than comparable trains. Italy proved efficiency doesn't require sacrificing style. The Italo AGV became the continent's fastest privately operated train, and nobody saw it coming. Number 5. CRH 380D. China spent decades being known as the country that copied everyone else's technology. The CRH-380D destroyed that reputation forever. This machine was the first high-speed train built entirely with pure Chinese technology from start to finish. No German-based components, no Japanese engineering consultants, no foreign expertise whatsoever. Every circuit, every bolt, every design decision came from Chinese engineers. It hits speeds that should create deafening noise, yet it passes almost silently. Stand next to the tracks when this thing flies by at 380 kilometers per hour and you'll barely hear a whisper. Other trains sound like jet engines taking off. This one moves like a ghost. The dragon-inspired nose isn't just for looks. It's advanced aerodynamics that cuts through air so efficiently it eliminates almost all sonic resistance. Chinese engineers achieved something that seemed impossible: world-class speed combined with silence that beats everyone. The frame uses composite alloys developed specifically for this project, lighter than traditional steel but way stronger under stress. Less weight means better energy efficiency, and better efficiency means sustained high speeds over longer distances. The cooling systems circulate liquid nitrogen to keep motors at perfect operating temperatures during hours of maximum performance. The electrical systems capture energy during braking and feed it back into the power grid. This train doesn't just consume resources, it produces them. Every engineering challenge got solved with homegrown innovation, proving China doesn't need foreign masters anymore. The era of Chinese engineering dominance started right here. Number 4. Hayabusa E5 Series. Japan's Hayabusa E5 series connects Tokyo to Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island, through the Seikon Tunnel, the world's longest undersea rail tunnel at 53.85 kilometers. The train hits 320 kilometers per hour on land, but slows to 160 kilometers per hour in the tunnel for safety. The long nose stretches 15 meters, designed to reduce tunnel boom, the loud pressure wave created when trains enter tunnels at high speed. Without this design, the sonic pressure would damage the tunnel and make nearby residents' lives miserable. The distinctive green stripe running along the white body makes this train instantly recognizable. Inside, Grand Class seating offers luxury that rivals first-class air travel with fully reclining seats, gourmet meals, and attendance service. The journey from Tokyo to Shin Hakodate Hokuto takes 4 hours 2 minutes, connecting regions that were previously isolated by geography. Before this line opened, traveling to Hokkaido meant flying or taking an overnight ferry. The high-speed connection transformed Hokkaido's economy by making tourism and business travel practical. The train operates in some of Japan's harshest winter conditions, with heavy snow, strong winds, and sub-zero temperatures that would shut down rail systems in other countries. Heated switching points prevent ice buildup, and snowplows clear tracks continuously during winter storms. The E5 series proved that high-speed rail works even in extreme climates with proper engineering and maintenance. Number 3. T-Flight Maglev. Back in 2008, China made a bet that most of the world called impossible. They dumped hundreds of billions into a machine that would completely change how humans move across land. The T-Flight Maglev hits 1,000 kilometers per hour. Let that sink in for a second. A Boeing 737 flies at 885 kilometers per hour. This train beats a commercial airplane while staying on the ground. The secret? It never touches the tracks. The whole thing floats in mid-air, using electromagnetic levitation that lifts tons of metal and passengers without any physical contact. Zero friction means zero limits on speed. But here's where it gets completely insane. The T-Flight doesn't just float, it travels inside vacuum tubes where there's practically no air. It's the same principle that lets spacecraft hit crazy speeds in the void of space. No air molecules pushing against you, no atmospheric pressure holding you back, just pure velocity. The result? Beijing to Shanghai, one of China's busiest routes, covered in less than 2 hours. A journey that takes 4.5 hours on the world's fastest conventional trains. You'd save almost 3 hours of your life.
The engineering behind this uses superconducting magnets cooled to near absolute zero temperatures, creating magnetic fields strong enough to suspend entire train cars effortlessly. The vacuum tubes reduce air pressure to a fraction of normal atmospheric levels, cutting drag by over 90%. Inside, passengers drink coffee and work on laptops while moving faster than sound travels through air. The cabin pressure stays perfectly stable thanks to advanced sealing technology borrowed from aerospace engineering. This isn't just transportation, it's a complete reimagining of what's physically possible on land.
Number 2. KTX Sunshine. South Korea's KTX Sunshine represents the country's evolution from technology importer to innovator. Early Korean high-speed trains used French TGV technology, but the Sunshine is entirely Korean-designed and manufactured. It reaches 305 kilometers operationally, with capability for 352 kilometers in testing. The train connects Seoul to Busan, South Korea's two largest cities, in just 2 hours 15 minutes across 420 kilometers. Before high-speed rail, that journey took over 4 hours by conventional train or required flying. The economic impact transformed both cities by making daily commuting between them feasible for the first time. The nose design draws inspiration from Korea's traditional architecture, blending cultural identity with aerodynamic efficiency. Inside, heated floors provide comfort during harsh Korean winters, a feature borrowed from traditional on-dole heating systems. The train's aluminum body reduces weight while maintaining structural integrity at high speeds. Regenerative braking captures energy during deceleration, feeding electricity back into the grid and reducing operational costs. Korean railways operate in mountainous terrain with steep grades and tight curves, requiring trains that can maintain speed despite challenging geography. The KTX Sunshine handles these conditions better than earlier models through improved traction control and more powerful motors. South Korea used this train to establish itself as a high-speed rail exporter, selling technology to countries building new systems. The transformation from student to teacher happened in less than 20 years. Number 1. L0 Series Maglev. In 2027, Japan will launch something that rewrites the rules completely. The L0 series maglev hits 603 km per hour in testing, and that number is just the beginning. Tokyo to Osaka, a journey taking 2 hours 15 minutes on the fastest Shinkansen, will take just 67 minutes on the L0. The technology uses superconducting magnetic levitation. The train floats completely in the air, touching absolutely nothing. Zero friction, zero resistance, zero physical contact with the guideway. The suspension technology maintains perfect stability at speeds that should be physically impossible. 600 kilometers per hour, and there's no vibration, no shaking, no indication you're moving faster than most small aircraft. While wheeled trains fight friction constantly, the L0 eliminated the problem entirely. No contact means no friction, means no speed ceiling. The magnetic guidance system keeps the train centered in its guideway, with millimeter precision using sensors that make adjustments thousands of times per second. Emergency braking can stop the train from maximum speed in under 5 kilometers using a combination of aerodynamic brakes and reverse magnetic thrust. The superconducting magnets get cooled to minus 269 degrees Celsius using liquid helium, creating magnetic fields powerful enough to levitate tons of weight effortlessly. Track conditions get monitored in real time by sensors embedded every few meters, detecting even microscopic irregularities. Japan didn't just compete with China on speed, they took 6 decades of safety perfection and added technology from the future. The result is a machine that makes other high-speed trains look like they're standing still, while maintaining safety standards that have never been matched.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.